Everybody knows the story of three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But today I'll tell you the real story that nobody knows because no one cared or tried to hear my side of the story. I am known as the Mr. Big Wolf, but everyone calls me the Big Bad Wolf. I don't know how this whole Big Bad Wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. You can call me Mr. Big or Mr. Wolf, but please not Big Bad Wolf. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. But like I was saying, the whole Big Bad Wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. Let's start with what you know. The three little pigs were told to build their own house by their mother, not by me, and she was the one who said goodbye. My little ones, be cautious and build strong houses to protect yourselves, and they replied, goodbye, mother, we will. So of course, instead of staying together, those three pigs go their separate way to build their houses. The first little pig was lazy, eager to rest, and he wasn't too bright either. He chose to build his house out of straw. Can you believe it? The second little pig decided to build his house out of sticks. For that I think he was little smarter, but not much. I guess he felt very happy after clumsily completing the house of stick and probably said this will do nicely. I have plenty of time to play now. The third little pig decided to build his house out of bricks. He must have been the brains of the family. The third little pig probably took a lot of work and effort for the house that looked very sturdy. Now we are done with the introduction of those three little piggy made their house. Now how it started for me. I was just making a cake for my dear old granny. I ran out of sugar while baking and I had a terrible sneezing cold as well. Talk about having a bad day. So I walked and searched nearby to ask someone for a cup of sugar as there are no shops nearby and I spot a house made of straw. This straw house, like I said before, was not that sturdy because it was made of straw. So of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't see anyone there, so just in case not to be rude, I called Little Pig. Little Pig, are you in? Sadly, there was no answer, and I was just about to go back home without the cup of sugar. That's when my nose started to itch. I could feel a sneeze coming.
Achoo!
So I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed a great sneeze.
Achoo!
And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw. So I ate it up. Think of it as a cheeseburger just lying there. I was feeling a little better. I still didn't have my cup of sugar. I saw another house nearby. It was a house built of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered, and then I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back,
Go away, Wolf! You can't come in! I'm shaving the hairs on my shinny chin.
I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you are not going to believe this, but the guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Now you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full. But my cold was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little porker answered?
Get out of here, Wolf! Don't bother me again!
Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig! I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again. Then that third little pig yelled,
"And your old granny can sit on a pin!"
Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down this pig's door. And the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. The rest, as they say, is history, and here we are now. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all of that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me the big bad wolf. That's it, the real story. I was framed. Now they also say that moral of the story is hard work pays off. Whose hard work? That third little pig just built a house of bricks, or me who went everywhere to get sugar for the cake?